Hello all, welcome to my channel. In this video, we will discuss how we can improve SQL Server performance by using a database tuning advisor. The SQL Server performance largely depends on how you have created index on your table, like a cluster index or non-cluster indexes. Most of the times, the developers do not think about the indexes. By default, the SQL Server will create a cluster index on your primary key column. That's the only one index you can find most of the databases by default. When these default index are taken into your production environment, it does not work out for a long period of a time, or it does not work out as your workload increases. With this index are not able to cope up and your SQL Server performance start degrading it. This time, rethinking of creating indexing strategy, it's not so simple because of huge data. It's a bit complex process. We have divided the process of three steps. One is a collect the workload and analyze the indexes as per the collected workload and apply index. The first and second step, collection of workload as well as to analyze the indexes are appropriate as per the workload cannot be a manual process. Definitely requires some kind of a tool to do this. In case of your working in a database which has a thousands of a tables and lot of store procedure and it has a lot of transactions, it's humanly not possible go and analyze the workload and come up with the accurate index plan. For that, the SQL Server has provided two tools. One is a SQL Profiler and another one is a Tuning Advisor. The SQL Profiler will help us to automate the collection of a workload, while Tuning Advisor will help us to take the workload which has been gathered by SQL Profiler and come up with the appropriate index. By using these three queries, we will collect the workload from a demo database. To launch this SQL Server Profiler, let's go to Tools menu, SQL Server Profiler. It will open another UI and it's asking authentication. Just click on, and it is creating a trace file. So before going to tuning, let's what is this trace file, how it will help us. So whenever they create a trace file, here asking use the template. So by default some standard templates available. Let's just click on it, and what is this file, trace file, will come to know. So anything happen in the MySQL server, it will log the traces. For example, I'm just selecting a first query and executing. I just executed, and it is when you come to here, you can see the traces of when you are starting of the query and the completion of the query. The similar way, when anything happen in your SQL server, it will just trace your data like this. So and lot of other traces also it will happen, because the background of a SQL server, a lot of reporting events, all those will get fired. So the scope now, it is not reporting and all analysis, the only performance improve. So let's stop this standard template one. Let's go and create a new trace file. So it is asking authentication once again. So now I'll go and select here lot of templates available by default, and TSQL, duration, group, log, reply, space, tuning. The scope is a tuning. So now I will select as a tuning, and here you can see you can save the file, the trace file you can save into a file or a table. You can give a start time, end time. So as of now I'll go with a save file and physical file. Let's say like demo file, demo SQL I given. Let's save. And also you can see after a general tab we have a event selection. Let's click on here. So as earlier I said, like a lot of background events will get fired by default in the SQL Server. So we don't want to capture all those events, so that I can uncheck that checkboxes. If you want, we can check it. So as of now I need only the SQL Server, the batch completed files. So I selected only one TSQL event. So second one, you can filter the databases. As of now I have only one demo database, so no problem. So just to click on a column filter, you can see database ID, database duration, login. You can filter all those. As of now I'll give a database name as a, I have a demo database. Just click on OK and run. So now whatever its events happen in the demo database, it will capture the traces. So now let's go on to fire multiple times of this set of queries. So you can see in the trace file, it is logging all those traces. Just will fire few more times to collect more information. Multiple times I'm going to execute this. Now you can see a lot of data is covered. So let's stop this. Now the first step is completed, collecting the workload from the tables. Now we have to analyze this trace file and give a appropriate index plan. So by using tuning advisor, we can do that. So to launch that tuning advisor, we can use and again tools menu, tuning advisor, or you can go with the SQL Server and the right click of queries, or you can go with the tools. You can have database tuning advisor. So I'll go tools menu, tuning advisor. So another UI will get open. So here also it is asking authentication for your tuning advisor. Just I will give my password. Just click on OK. So now another UI is open, another session of tuning advisor. Now here in the general tab you can see the workload. We have to upload a workload file. So we can use a table, plain cache or query store. As earlier we saw, the when you are creating a trace file, it is we have an option called like saving into a table as well. So similar way we can use this table option. As of now I have a file, I selected as a file, and I have to choose the trace file. Now I created as a demo SQL trace file. Just open, and this trace file is run on the demo database. I'll select the demo database, and if the trace file is a more size, we can tuning options tab, we can increase the memory of it. So just go to advanced and you can define a max space for a recommendation. So you can define a max space. I'll give as a 50. Just click on OK. Now here I selected a file and I give an option, and just go on the click on the analysis. So the database tuning advisor, it analyze the your trace file and it will give a response for it. So it will take bit of time. Now we can see it is a recommendation is given. It's ran into your sales demo database. The object table called sales. Recommendation is create. The target for creation is an index. So you can see here, if you scroll left, definition. So in the definition you can see the index syntax. So by creating this index, how much you can improve your SQL performance, you can show here. It shows estimated improvement is 95% of improvements you can see of your SQL server. So as of now, if you see in the SQL server, I have filed two kind of queries. One is a customer, one is a sales, but it is not recommended for the customer table. It is recommended only for the sales table. Why it is? We can see in the progress. Under a progress tab, we can see the tuning log. So here it says you can filter the customer. When you can filter, it says a statement reference only small tables. So that means it is not recommended to have this index creation in the customer table, because in the customer table we have only 25 records, less records. That's it. So on the recommendation it says sales table, we can create a index of in a non-clustered index we have to create, and we can use it on the country column, because we filtered as a country. So like this we can use the database tuning advisor and SQL profiler. We can improve our SQL server performance. Just you can copy to clipboard and just go and run this. I'll open a new window and just just is executed. Once again I will go and collect the workload. I'll open new file. Now is on tuning, save file. I'll say demo SQL 1. Let's say, and the same thing in the events also, I'll select only one event. The column database demo, just click on run, and let's go on fire records. Multiple times I'll just firing the records to collect the traces. Just I'll go and stop this, and to launch that again to here. Sorry, I'll take another session. New session I'll take, and the file will be different file. Demo SQL 1 is the new file. Under demo table, just tuning defining a file size, because sometimes the file, if it is a file is more, then it will require some memory. And just start analysis. It will take a few seconds. It will read again the trace file, and it will give a recommendations for your table. Let's see now it is. So you can see the estimated improvements is 0, because is already the index is created on the country column. So it is not recommended anything for improvement of your SQL server. So you can see is here is given a tuning logs. So like this we can generate our workload, and by using a tuning advisor we can improve our SQL server performance. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.